in my heart. I was your clown. Ooh. Good evening, everybody, and a warm welcome, or an Abiọ me duck. Can I have an Abiọ me duck? Abiọ me duck to the 2023 UNESCO City of Literature Slamovision Finale. Woo!
We're coming to you live from Nottingham, those of you on the live stream. My name is Hannah Trevarthen, and I'm the Director of Nottingham UNESCO City of Literature. I'm delighted to welcome you here to Metronome in the heart of our literary city. And we're really, really pleased to have worked with our fantastic partners at Nottingham Trent University, Becky, and the team on their curated and created, which is a bit of a mouthful, but I said it there, to give you a night to remember. We've got 12 fabulous poems from 12 fabulous literary cities, with performances from Nottingham's established and emerging poetry stars.
I'm Becky Cullen, hello, and I'm RAP Programme Director and your co-host for this exciting evening. It's an evening which is going to be fizzing with creativity.
So let's start with the reason why we're here in Nottingham today. Nottingham, we're here in Nottingham. Slamovision is the global spoken word community's Eurovision. Can you see what we did there? Slamovision, Eurovision. Hosted by the UNESCO Cities of Literature. We hosted the Slam last year when we won. Before that, with Cara Thompson and her poem Island Screams, and she brought the Slamovision crown here to our city. And then last year, we won again when we retained the title with Strong Tea by Abbey, Abdul, and you'll be hearing from Abbey later on, just before the interval.
And we're delighted that we're joined tonight in person by the poetry champions from Dublin, woo! From Exeter, from Manchester, and from Vilnius. And there are cities of literature right this moment hosting their own watch parties using the live stream. So a shout out to Sport Collective in Exeter. And a warm welcome to everyone who's joining us online. We've really gone global tonight.
So to kick us off, we're going to be having a performance from Dublin's Champion, which is by Leon Dunn, and his poem, Let's Talk About Masculinity. A Dublin-born poet from a working-class background, he engages in language and rhythm with high energy to draw the listeners in. As Leon puts it, I write poems and stories for the people that may feel left behind by the mainstream culture. In November 2022, he won the All-Ireland Poetry Slam held in Cork, and in March 2023, he performed at Trafalgar Square in front of 15,000 people in part of London's St. Patrick's Day Festival. Leon, let's welcome you to the stage.
Hello. Let's talk about masculinity, about this male inability to recognize and identify, the underlying fragility when understanding what it is to be a man. From the get-go, you're swept up in this narrative, this grand scheme, this plan. An amalgamation of information derived from the etiquette of life. Don't be fucking crying. Don't be getting the notions to show emotions, except maybe anger, you know, when you're pissed and fists to be flying, cause real men know words are for birds, and birds do be lying. And we're taught these rules from the very beginning, especially in schools where the kids do be grinning to each other about anyone that doesn't seem to fit in. You know the types, the geeks, freaks, and weirdos. Yeah, they're a bit different, but they're much easier to jeer. Though takes the heat off me, basically. And those that don't fit the guidelines are placed on the sidelines, outcast, out past the corner post of normality. And this is done with the utmost formality. Sorry, can't play in our game. You don't even follow football. And a few years pass and it's still the same game, and this rejection sticks to your berries into your brain for the rest of your teenage life. Cuts through your confidence like a hot fucking knife, all because you didn't play along. Didn't pretend like the others to be all macho and strong, no. You liked art. Music and skating, therefore you're picked on and given a few beatings because you deserve it, you little tick, you little sap, you smelly little hippie, and they hit you another. Because you're different. Because you're unique. Because you're challenging the norms and they perceive this as weak. But they're wrong. You are strong. And school doesn't last forever and life after is very long compared to that shite. When every day feels like a struggle and there's trouble or a fight for, you see. Some lads become dads and these boys become men and they'll have kids of their own and God forbid it happens to them. Hopefully their boys grow up to be a part of the team. That's the dream. Fitting in is real easy, or so it would seem, when you keep the head down. Play by the rule book of bullshit. With any luck, they'll avoid getting stuck in that cesspool of negativity, the hegemonic, demonic brotherhood of toxic masculinity. Because there's more to life than playing by hypothetical rules, and those who enforce these laws are just a bunch of shitebags and fools too afraid to be themselves. Like a flock of sheep they must keep in step with their hair, but if their manhood's ever questioned, you can see that they're scared because they're not you. You can be kind and be gentle and be true. What more can you do but be you? Thank you very much.
Leon Dunn. So our second poet, Nika Gradishek, is the champion of Ljubljana City of Literature. Nika Gradishek is a student of sociology and English. She's a poet, a journalist, a tourist guide, a debater, a musician, and an actress. She is a winner of multiple poetry competitions and this October represented Slovenia at the World Slam Poetry Championships in Brazil. Her poem is titled, very beautifully, Some Days You Breathe as the Ocean.
Včasih dihaš kot morje in drugič kot tiho premikanje zračnih mas nad Alpami. Some days you breathe as the ocean, and others as the hushed drag of air over the Alps. You harmonize quietly the promise of crisp, clear nights beyond those cliffs. You resonate as the pause between steps. You intake and hold the breath of the world unfolding. I would line up Hannibal's elephants, sink my teeth into the eyes, whisper into their vast, fluttering ears, I know you don't understand. But the point is not to cross. It is to die on the way, just another snow-covered boulder, so that the howling of the wind waves does not end. They lean on your shoulders for a moment and then shimmer into cold foam and snowy mist. They open their palms. How you love them green and love them blue and most of all just love. Moj največji cilj je vedno pisati srečno in zato hudičevo slabo poezijo. My greatest goal is to always write happy and therefore astonishingly bad poetry. To be late for everything a minute or two. To not step out of the wave of men who stomp towards me down the middle of the sidewalk like a towering wave of a sandstorm. I gave up on the revolution around my 15th birthday. But my goal is to keep pretending that I haven't. To sit on wet benches, to take off wet socks, to keep forgetting my keys and losing my umbrellas. Whenever I sit in the passenger seat next to you, my goal is to never write another poem. Not even a happy one. Not even a bad one. Because a poem is still a kind of screaming. And all I want to do is just purr quietly and breathe deeply with your hand on my knee, to wait for kisses at red lights, to tap the roof of the car at yellow ones, and to laugh at you while you rant about the cars in front of you and the cars behind you. There is no space for poems here because we are enough. Tu ni prostora za pesmi, ker je naju dovolj.
Thank you for that beautiful entry, Ljubljana. I'm now really delighted to introduce Melbourne's champion, Jamali Bowden, for their poem, Fire, Don't Speak It. Jamali is a settler living on the unceded lands of the Wurundjeri Wurrung people of the Kulin Nations. He is of mixed Anglo-African descent, which has informed his perspective on so-called Australia. Three major aspects of his work are using sounds to create feelings distinct but related to the assigned meaning of words, playing with the audience to perform a boundary, and raging against the systems that impact the lives of the people he loves.
Hot, dry, hot, dry, heat, hotter, drier, hotter, drier, heat, no rain, hotter, drier, hotter, drier, hottest day today, hottest day tomorrow, hottest day next week, heat, hot, fire, prepare for fire, prep home for fire, pack bag for fire, 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 flee from fire, burning fire, more fire, raging fire, fire, more fire, fighting fire with water, fighting fire with prayers, fighting fire with water, fighting fire in old boots, fighting fire in old helmets, fighting fire, volunteers, fighting fire, risking lives, fighting fire with prayers, fighting fire with water, fighting fire with water, fighting drought, fighting fire, fighting. In summer, the bushfires rage and rage and rage on such beautiful days, and we fight them with water that runs through the cracks, water we're desperately trying to save, losing homes, losing memories, losing loved ones, losing loved ones, losing wildlife, losing forests, losing childhood rainforests, losing knowledge. First people know how to live with fire, how to manage fire. Empire can't handle fire. Empire consequence fire. Empire. The station built on. The settlement built on. The nation built on. A claim of. Based on. For land. For sheep. For gold. Based on. From the coast, attempts failed. In the night, in the daylight, individuals, in the tens, in the hundreds, the men, the women, the children, the young, the old, without thought, to babies, Don't speak it. Don't speak it. Still the tens, still the hundreds, still the young, still the old. Don't speak it. Thank you.
It's my great pleasure to announce now the Nottingham champion. Nottingham's champion Annie Cross is a writer and performance poet, currently studying creative writing at NTU. She sits on the City of Literature Youth Board and is an ambassador for RAP, NTU's creative writing community, as well as being a very talented singer. She regularly performs at the open mics and is working on her first full-length novel. The Nottingham Slamovision Heat was her first competition win. So, with her poem, Father's Daughter, please give a warm welcome to Annie Cross.
I'm acutely aware of how embarrassing it is that Hannah just had to come and adjust the mic for me. That's great, isn't it? Father's daughter. I miss my father's cooking. It is the only part of him I cannot replicate myself. I'm not a very good cook. My partner has left me a HelloFresh order in the fridge, but I'm scared to cook raw meat in case it makes me ill. I don't think I could cope with food poisoning. I've never had it before, because Dad would never serve us anything he wasn't completely sure of, and I know this because he is frightened of being ill too. I know because IBS rumbles like a curse in our twin guts. I know because I have his beer belly without the beer. I know what it is to be in his shoes because we have identical feet. If I have felt it, then at some point, so has he. I know because for that awful period when he became a ghost for a few months, when the dent in his space on the couch got so deep he nearly fell through it, I felt I had lost my own stomach. Thanks.
Go, Annie, we're so proud of you. Woo! I am now thrilled to be introducing Tartu's Andrew, who I know are having their own watch party as well. So hi, Tartu, we love you. Their performer is called Merca, and their poem is called Abundance. They are a poet, blogger, and photographer who has been writing since the day she could and performing for over 10 years. Merca writes about things including queer feminist meanness/cattiness and simple everyday joys, and is always getting inspired by words that for some reason seem to want to rhyme and not be translated. Merca is the winner of the Tartu Poetry Slam 2023 and the finalist of the Estonian National Poetry Slam in 2022 and 2023. And in this poem, FYI, she plays with elements of Estonian folk poetry tradition.
Küllus. Mitu tsitsergut tüdrukulla, hooridiralla. Mitu tsitsergut tüdrukulla, pudipadi kilakola hullalla. 1000 tsitsergut tüdrukulla, hooridiralla. 1000 tsitsergut tüdrukulla, pudipadi kilakola hullalla. Mitu pluuset tüdrukulla, palju nagu punaseid pullisida. Mitu hamet tüdrukulla, hamesid kui halle haabu. Mitu tallukat tüdrukulla, tünnsada tallukat tüdrukulla. Mitu säärikut tüdrukulla, säärikuid kui sääresabu. Mitu palakat tüdrukulla, palakaid pallo pallo. Mitu katiskat tüdrukulla, 2 korda 200 katikaska. Selga pole miskit panna. Jala otsa torgata alla, piha ümber pusidagi, kaela ümber katsutada, perse paljas paide peale. Pusu poolde poola paista, labad lehvis läbi lume, punu paljalt piki põlda, tissid tuules turuplatsil, õlade õues õite võtta, naba näha Narvassegi. Kintsud katsu kadakae, kukalt kuuske kohinade, sääri silub soode sosin, on siis plikal pulste puudu, kleitidega kitsas käessa, pluusedega põuas majas. Selgas mõista miskit panna, pudipadi kilakala hullalla.
Fantastic. Ooh la la. So our next poet, Jonah Corrin, represents Exeter City of Literature. As well as having some really impressive publishing credits, Jonah is an alumnus of BBC New Creative, Beat Freaks archivists in training, and the Apples and Snakes writing room. His debut folk rock EP is called Dreaming in Petty Crime, and he's also collaborated with rapper and musician Disraeli. Jonah is also a Unislam champion and the 2023 Exeter City Slam champion. With his poem, Feathered Friends, please welcome to the stage Jonah Corrin.
There's a seagull on the lamppost across the road. I wonder if it wants to be friends. It's got a sort of glint in its eye and some down in its tail. Do you think maybe it enjoys art films and going on walks? It would hop from tree to fence. We could share chips and discuss current events. I could feed it and give it little pats on the head. We could swim in the sea, watch the sun rise and set. I'd be good to you, buddy. I promise. I'm not possessive. I get you need feathered friends too. Just know, if you fancy some distinguished company, I'll bring the sourdough and you just bring you. You can tell me your troubles. I know it's hard being forced inland by scarcity and bullied by cars. We could even start a herring gull advocacy group. But look at that. The little shit's upped and flew. My partner thinks I've lost it, and maybe she's right if by it she means that piece of driftwood that was holding up the storage box attached to the string hovering above the plate of salt and vinegar crisps on our doorstep. I think the local birds are getting wise. They can see me playing solo chess in our living room window, then gazing up into their eyes with a desperate longing. I tried going to a local club, but they're a different generation to me, and they don't seem all that impressed by my small talk attempts. Clive never followed me back on Twitter. Jason didn't enjoy the Phoebe Bridgers, and when I waved at Brian over the beer garden fence the other day, I could have sworn he rolled his eyes at his mate, lifted his pint, took an extra big gulp and mouthed, "Do not engage." That dude's like a goddamn gull. I'm basically a gull already. I'm roaming the streets upturning bin bags to see if underneath there's a slightly dorky couple just moved to the city, clad head to toe in charity wear or Lucy and Yak. They don't know anyone yet. They moved for work, see, got jobs in theatre or universities, looking for vegan hotspots and a live music scene. So, what a stroke of luck that they went and met me. I recommend gigs in the arts cinema. We drink craft ale and chat about current affairs. I lend a couple books and it doesn't seem sudden, but before I can say double date, they've fucked right off to London. So, it's back to lonely evenings walking on the beach and staring all morose at that point where the sea meets a pair of orange legs and a small grey body, paddling furiously in the opposite direction. Alas, there's no definite end quite yet to my days marching the streets like an army cadet. In one hand, a large net, in the other, a stale baguette with both humans and birds giving a wide berth. On my walk back, the bars are filling up with people. Someone carries 4 pints in 2 hands and is met with a chorus of cheers from their table. 3 share 1 cigarette at a kitchen back end, and the sun is going down. The lights are coming on. The music's getting louder and the night is still so young. I catch the eye of a 20-something in a pinafore and scarf. It lasts less than a second, but then the moment's passed. Cheers.
As a former member of the Young Ornithologist Club, that poem really spoke to me. So if anyone has any osprey chat, please come and talk to me later. I'm now thrilled to be introducing the entry from Iowa, which is Caleb Rainey and his poem, "To the People Who Said I Should Be Happy That I Have New Material After the Murder of George Floyd." Caleb Rainey is an author, performer, and producer. His debut book, Look, Black Boy, was awarded the first prize in the North Street Book Prize, and his second book, Heart Notes, was published in 2019. He's released 2 spoken word albums, a studio version of Look, Black Boy, and a performance album titled Heart Notes Live. For 3 years in a row, he was named Best Poet Spoken Word Performer in Cedar Rapids and Iowa cities, and he is the winner of many slams across the United States.
To the people who said I should be happy that I have new material after the murder of George Floyd. This poem was a violent protest. A raging riot set fire to your precincts, your clan, sanctuary, steal every bit of life from Target so that our deaths will be decked out in the decor of what's always been on our backs. Because didn't we always own Target? Weren't we always fresh to death? Isn't that an oxymoron? like being black in America, like this poem, like expecting peace from people who benefit from your death. I will not play peace as you play war. So this poem will press its knee down on your bigotry till it cannot breathe. Watch the ignorance fade from your eyes as you call out for your mama because I refuse to write another obituary. I have run out of words for grief. There is only room for anger now. It is the only thing that stops the crying. The only thing holding me upright when the world wants me face down on the ground. I'd rather die than live that way. So if I must die, let me die fighting.
So powerful. Thank you. Our next poet appearing by video is Pietare Villi from Como, City of Literature. Pietare is a musician and cello teacher living in Como. His poem explores the possibilities of using artificial intelligence in formulating a poem, and he used ChatGPT as a starting point for his first draft. His poem, Kalevala Reimagined, presents a story from the Finnish national epic with a modern twist. The original epic includes a shamanistic battle with spells, but here the two characters face off in a rap slam poetry battle.
In the land of lakes, where legends thrive, two heroes clashed, sparks coming alive. Into Kalevala's ancient lore we dive, where Väinämöinen and Lemminkäinen would fight for pride. Väinämöinen, wise and old, with a beard of silver, his story told. His kantele sang, his magic sword, in the heart of Finland, where the epic formed. Lemminkäinen, bold and free, his spirit soared, no chains to see. With sword in hand and courage untamed, in this fierce battle he stood unashamed. I'm Väinämöinen, ancient sage. My wisdom flows a boundless page. I forged this land with my mighty song. For eons I've stood, eternally strong. Strings on my kantele weave and bind the fabric of time, both heart and mind. I'll challenge you, Lemminkäinen, young and wild. But beware, my friend, I'm undefiled. I'm Lemminkäinen, bold and free. My spirit soars, no chains on me. With sword in hand and courage untamed, in this fierce battle, I'm unashamed. I've wooed the maidens, conquered the wild. My name is known to every Finnish child. I'll take your challenge, old and wise. Let our words clash neath the northern skies. Your youthful fire, it burns so bright, but beware, my friend, the coming fight. For wisdom's blade, it cuts so deep, in the slam of words, my secrets I'll keep. As their battle raged, the earth did quake, the sky above began to shake. Väinämöinen's power, ancient and true, was a force that Lemminkäinen could not subdue. I fear no blade, no ancient lore, but your wisdom, Väinämöinen, I can't ignore. You've won this battle, it's clear to me, with your words so wise for all to see. Defeated and humbled, Lemminkäinen's pride forced him to seek a place to hide. He descended underground, out of sight, as Väinämöinen had won the fight. Deep underground, where shadows sway, Lemminkäinen sought a different way. A truce he offered, a gesture of grace to Väinämöinen in that dimly lit place. I offer a truce, in peace let us stand. Give me your word, I seek your hand. In truce and friendship let us agree. Marry my sister and we'll both be free. Your words I accept, the battle's won. Our feud is over, let it be done. I'll take your sister, in truce we'll unite. In the Kalevala's history, this day shall be bright. And so, in Kuhmo, a truce was sealed, as Wainamoinen's wisdom was revealed. A clear and resounding victory won in the heart of Finland, as bright as the sun.
How is everybody doing? Can I have a cheer, you're feeling good? Woo! Great, excellent. Now I want you to give a great warm Nottingham welcome to Manchester's champion, Esther Koch. Her poem is Taurian in the Nightclub. Esther is a slam-winning spoken word and page poet from Salford. She is a BBC Radio 1 Extra Words First finalist and is published in Own It, London's accompanying anthology, Use Words First. She closed the Team GP homecoming ceremony at Wembley Stadium in 2021 with her own words, and she recently produced a collection entitled Hoarfrost on Her Lips, which was exhibited alongside artwork at Manchester Gallery Paradise Works. Esther, welcome to the stage!
This poem is called Taurian in the Nightclub. It was less a disco and more a forge. His lap was an anvil. She sat. He bashed a steel shoe out of her in his size. Fills her with magma, warm and ductile, like tapioca pudding. She would have made an awesome sword. When she hears the clouds outside roar, she can't work out what's weather and what's war. Such is her trauma. She's not a slag. She is slag, a waste, Mecca, bingo, detritus, a Taurian in a provincial nightclub, or an aging heifer in a small town china shop. There were porcelain boys everywhere, a paso doble of private school red lapels, the Jaeger to her Red Bull. She permits the ring in her septum be pulled, but the iron in her sternum is ruled by the god Hephaestus, bridled by an omnipotent, invisible man. She froths at the mouth as she bites his lip. Like an agitated mare, champs at the bit, the heat of the dance floor makes incense of their sweat. There's horsehair on her cheeks like primordial lichen on a rock, or the woolly underbelly of a leaf. The rave becomes a crypt and unwittingly illustrates a tarot. The Queen of Cups is lost to rum-filled furrows, and a tequila hierophant is exhausting the fool with the esoterica of agave azul. Courage is 5'9", wearing 6-inch heels, and the star, she's wearing nothing at all. The lovers build a tower of Babel up through the roof and into the night. Temperance exits the dance floor stage right. But the Taurian is pagan about her pole like it's May. And so she cuddles her column in the pits of her knees and the arch of her spine until day the cold therapies the inebriated. The beaten whites of eyes are shot with Campari. Soiled chinos, layers of chunder and mucus after party served up on the concrete like eaten mess. Red velvet residue on her dress, clotted cream on her hold-ups. Is she Club Confused or Club Confucius? Silly string and sea foam, the stuff that makes childish nymphs of goddesses. Pink light on an oyster spill, a slug of woman ingredients on the floor in the porch of someone else's home, like a slice of dawn gâteau. Thank you.
I think I've been in that club when temperance exits stage right. Anyway, moving on. It's my job now to introduce Reykjavik, and it's a poem by Sunna Benjaminsdottir Born, and it's called A Breather. So Sunna was born and raised in a bilingual household in Reykjavik. She loves singing, she sings in a choir, and she believes that poetry slam is the perfect form of artistic expression that influences both her music and her writing. So here we are with her poem, A Breather.
In, out. Breathe in, breathe out. Hot air up and cold air down, and wind. Pull and push. Moon makes flow and up and goes around the earth, that goes around the sun, that goes around the galaxy, that goes around whatever. Oxygen, carbon dioxide, photosynthesis, respiration, birth, grow up, get stronger, hit puberty, have a menstrual cycle, menopause, break down, get weaker, die, meet, make out, make love, fight, make up, break up, wake up, fall asleep, cue, routine, rewards, blood, drink, piss, eat, and poop. But don't drink piss and don't eat poo. Try something new. Adore it. Get bored. Upgrade. Again. And again. Get better. Get bigger. Get more. Much, much more. But more is not a circle. More is a moon that is still. More is no tide. More is breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, and choke.
Some exceptional knitwear there, showing that Reykjavik, fantastic at poetry and also knitwear, fantastic. It's now my job to introduce Quebec City and their poet Thomas Langlois, and their poem is Possibly de Impensable. Becky, you're better at this than me. Can you pronounce it?
Poussière d'impensable.
So sexy, Becky. Thomas practices spoken and slam poetry, theatre performance, and multimedia art, often through hybrid creations. A full-time, outspoken slam artist, Thomas is dedicated to texts that bark, bite, strike, and pierce the ear. His distinctions include Capital Slam Champion, 3 years for 3 years, 2011, 2015, 2017, Quebec Slam Champion 2017-2018, Vice World Champion at the World Slam Cup in Paris 2018, and the co-winner of the International Slamovision competition in Melbourne in 2020. And they're going to hear a poem which is in French, which has been translated by Rebecca Postin.
Depuis que je t'enfant, que je t'entends grandir dans tes éclats de rire au téléphone. Un smiley sur 2 pattes, un éclat d'insouciance, notre enfance était le fun. Et souvent je me demande ce que tu penses maintenant de ton grand frère croque-mitaine. La tête enflée qui enfant te faisait endurer l'enfer, le gland fier qui se moque, mais t'aimes. Me rappelle étant petit gars, dans le cours de récré, entouré de mes petits copains, anticupé dans je scandais du clap, et j'ai tant ri de toi, puis j'ai tant dit de crap sur ton handicap. En tout cas, pardonne-moi, tout le monde me demandait tout le temps, tu capes-tu? Thomas commencé grandir avec un petit frère qui a un handicap mental, tous les yeux tout le temps tournés vers toi. J'enviais l'attention que t'en retirais, j'enviais ta beauté naïve. Regarde-toi, 30 ans, petit Chris de Benjamin Button, t'enfiles encore ton pyjama boutonné comme une combine spatiale, prêt à enjamber le bout du monde et les années passent. Tu restes un enfant sans fin, tandis que moi, 33 ans, je grandis en grimaçant fendu aux lèvres d'un mensonge passe partout. Je suis l'organisme suisse et gère au service d'un asti de système qui s'autosuffit, m'épuise et me digère, et pour qui je suis juste un autre cave naïf suicidaire. Je m'enfonce sans bon sens dans le bon sens, je grandis gentil, jambon, mes bras, mes jambes poncées, sablées, pour fitter parfaitement dans le semblant. Pour me lever le matin, j'ai pas le choix, je me mens dans le blanc, des draps, je me tais. Mais toi, quoi que tu fasses, c'est plus fort que toi, tu restes authentique. C'est ta force, tu défies toute statistique, tu sors d'un autre système. Petit astronaute, tu sèmes un peu de sublime, un peu de poussière d'impensable dans nos désastres, dans notre déshumanisante routine grimpante. Parce que les terres à terre comme moi qui se pensent ben bon, puis ben on dépend de tout ça, buddy. Plus que jamais, on a besoin d'un peu de poussière d'impensable. Petit astronaute, enfant, je t'enfonçais. Parce que de nous deux, je savais que dans le fond, ça toujours été moi le seul vrai déficient. Je t'enviais ça. Moi aussi, j'aurais voulu décoller de la réalité avec toi, petit frère. Fait que j'ai essayé de saboter toute ce beauté-là. Mais aujourd'hui, asti que je suis fier de toi. Désolé, ça a pris 3 décennies comprendre que le monde comme moi, on essaie de te casser parce que ta candeur nous place drette en face de notre petitesse. Puis on peut juste pas supporter tout ça. J'espère que tu vas pardonner ton grand frère croque-mitaine qui se moque, mais t'aimes. Parce qu'à cette heure, dès que les spots s'éteignent, moi tout, j'enfile mon pyjama de Spock-Keten, je décolle, pis time, man! Petit astronaute, merci d'explorer à notre place les plus belles nébuleuses de notre humanité. Merci de voir pour nous ce qu'on voit plus de nous. Puis merci de nous rapporter de temps à autre juste un peu de poussière d'impensable.
Okay. So it's our final poet of the evening, representing Vilnius City of Literature, and it's Ernestas Noriega. Ernestas has published 4 poetry collections, Lake of Peacocks, Andalusian Dog, Apollo, and Aquanauts, which are all excellent titles. He won the Zigmas Gelegada Majevicius Prize and the prestigious Young Yotvingian Award. Ernestas is also the well-known rap and hip-hop singer Beta and has released 3 albums. He's performing his poem Tectonic Plates in person this evening. Please welcome Ernestas Noriega.
Good evening. Ant proto plokščių tektoninių metų žodžius tarsi atominę, Atleisk man, domini nebedomina tokia visuomenė, matai mane komenį, mano minų meno takų man rūpi nuomonė. Aš šakai strigus tavo į gomurį, paromarį savo sukeli nuomarį į kambarį, tu neužtuominė. Savęs negeri takciniam probelėm per pietų mobilį, už tai negausim Nobelio žemelį iš vogerių, šoferį. Nepais be keturlapio dobilo debilų būti, nemanau, kad yra tobulą, nebūtinai reikia suprasti baltą drobulį, kad baigtum būti roplio kropolį, taip stipriai tu gėdi uždraustą rausvo obolio, kaip aš gėdžiu pakeisti tavo mąstymo modelį, per langą jo binteliką, įsėdėtą fotelį, spaudžia papadų paliubą dar ir tavo moterį, eit man pro durys nereik būti poterio ar orderio, per tikrovės oderį statykis knygų plaustą, jeigu savęs neprotini, tau nebanės net poterį, lordė lodarių, tu patariu patirti poterių, aš kryžį prieš tavo porą visatos pokerį. Žiūrėk, ar debrokoti brokerį perkant vidinį turtą, jie kaukiam džokerio, perdarė dėl tai čioperį, linkintis nuopolio, nuolatinio sopolio, depresijos, kurių šiais laikais yra very popular, kad neišžūtum reguliuokis organizmo drėgmę, visi kažkur skubam, bėgame, retai pamiegame, dažniau perkam virvę, negu dirbam darbą mėgiamą, svarbiausia suprast, kur einam ir ko siekiame, ar norime socializuotis, ar gyventi vienkiam ir padedam, ar kenkiam, rankom lenkim, viens kito nenkim, pradėkim pilėti, tobulėti, tikėti, nebūk tik savo gyvenimo rūbų etiketę. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Anessa. So that's the end of the entries tonight, but before we kind of get to the break and you can refresh yourself, we're going to give you a little refresher on last year's winner, Strong Tea, performed by Abbey, Abdul. Abbey is a Yoruba Nigerian English language lecturer and writer of poems, essays, and memoir polemics reflecting on social issues encompassing her schooling across 3 continents. Her work focuses on social justice and celebrating our common humanity and has been published in many anthologies. I'm really delighted to bring last year's champion, Abbey, to the stage to share your poems.
Woo! Come on, Abdul. Abdul.
Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to say congratulations to all the 2023 participants. You all produced some excellent poems, both in content and delivery. The poem that I'm going to do first was inspired by this year's Ake Arts and Book Festival, which takes place every year in Eko, also known as Lagos, in Nigeria. The 2023 festival theme was blood ties. So, considering all the misguided conflicts happening in the world, both now and since the dawn of time, this is my poem of the same name, Blood Ties. Flesh and blood in human form, from mother's womb this way we're born, life flowing through placenta roots, iron bonds forever resolute. Red rhythms dance through beating hearts, refreshing every single body part, linking ancestors and descendants to come, generational blood streaming as one. Mitochondrial Eve, the original mother, weaving humanity's tapestry like no other. From her sub-Saharan warmth, we all emerged. With her growing brood, population surged. Beyond motherlands, new bases formed. Distant cousins now with divergent norms. But whilst continents drift with wandering feet, red rhythms retain Eve's initial beat. Between Yoruba and Navajo, have no delusion. There's complete compatibility in blood transfusions. Between Japan and Amazon, bonds are sacrosanct, hence viable, interchangeable organ transplants. Blood is thicker than water, but can't we see the global currents flowing within you and me? We should not be embattled and fighting as foes against extended family we don't yet know. From our natural packaging's beautiful variations, undue pressure builds between far-flung relations. Though hospital blood banks should set eyes free to red rhythmic truth packaged in transparency. Sisters, brothers, undo these divisive clots, Let's strengthen our immunity against malicious rot. The test is conclusive. Lift all superficial guise. Our human family, diverse yet kindred, with eternal blood ties. Thank you. So now this is the poem that slammed my vision last year, taken aback as I was by the Slamovision judges all over the year connecting with it so deeply. So this is my 2022 poem, Strong Tea. What's in the dry tea leaves for you? What stories emerge of the future's true? What tales rise forth from the darkened wet? What twists and turns are yet to be met? But wait, truth seeker, not quite so fast. To know your future, first, know your past. This geographical, historical mystery that surrounds the roots of this Yorkshire tea. Where are hillsides of unfiltered green with comb lime bushes till horizon seen? Where are warm rainfalls to soak rich grounds in which aromatic nutrients are found? Who are the workers that roam the tracks, plucking carefully eyed foliage for their basketed backs? A jolly milky-skinned Yorkshire laddie it be? No. Sun-kissed Indians and Chinese gathered this tea. Millennia ago, the Asians did start consuming this beverage with ceremonial arts. Only in the 1660s did Charles II then think to popularize this British drink. With colonial minds, they crossed seas and lands, draining resources with pillaging hands. Then PG, Tetley, and Twinings capitalized the lie that theirs was the best, a sugar lump chai. Seriously though? With fragile china and dainty teapot, they tried to sway their cultural appropriation plot. But no, I'm not fooled about how they dare associate Eastern herbs with West Yorkshire. No, mate. No, though. As the seasons change, the jig is up. Brown truth storms in your brittle cup. So as the days swirl into what may be, know the genuine roots of your future tea. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Abdul. I've been practicing my pronunciation, Abbey. Is that right? Yep, great, okay. So we're at the end of our first half and we have a special musical treat for you. So you can see in a seamless operation here, Dowdy Matsiko is setting up to play a song for us. We're in for a treat. Dowdy Matsiko was born and raised in the UK. He's a Ugandan singer-songwriter and guitarist based in Nottingham. He crafts modern, spellbinding folk music, combining deft, melancholic picking, vocals which derive their strength from stillness and lyrical confession. Dowdy's released 2 EPs and has appeared across Europe at very many different festivals and venues. And we're lucky to catch him before he zooms off to Brighton. Dowdy's debut album, The King of Misery, is released in January 2024. And this evening, he is going to play, I'm going to speak very slowly so that he can get his... So he's going to be playing his new single, I Am Grateful for My Friends. And after that, Hannah, what is happening?
After that, there's the interval. We're going to take a short break. You've got time to stretch your legs, make some new friends. There are some activities which are being run out there by some of our fantastic City of Literature youth boards, so do get involved with that. I think you can even win a prize for some books, a prize, woo! you can sign up, I think, for the open mic afterwards. So
Yes, you can.
There is a after party open mic, so you can sign up for that out there, and just have a lovely time.
So, Hannah, let's just do a time check. Should we have a 10-minute interval?
10-minute interval.
A 10-minute interval. Okay. So, are we about there? Beautiful. Okay, that's it. Thank you, Dowdy. No. All of that. That would be great, wouldn't it? Yeah. You've heard it all now. So playing his new single, I Am Grateful for My Friends, is Dowdy Matsiko.
Not much fun these days, I guess. Humor, well, I used to have it. I don't laugh so easily. I wish that I was less depressing. Terror lives inside my chest, and yes, I find it overwhelming. Disappear into thin air. Oh, my hope, there's not much left. Underwater, taking breaths, my lungs, they have much to desire. I had swimming lessons as a child, I hope I still remember. Was feeling dark, but now it's death. Shadows, they whisper surrender. Embarrassment up ahead, but I am grateful for my friends. I am grateful for my friends. Oh, I am grateful for my friends. Oh, I am grateful for my friends. I am grateful for my friends. Write an email, don't hit send. I lied, I didn't even write it. I just said it in my head and let the words delete themselves. When I speak, I second guess. As they leave my mouth, my words, they tumble and undo themselves, while I'll just keep on rambling at you. Was feeling dark, but now it's death. Shadows, they whisper, pretender. My bones, they are filled with dread, but I am grateful for my friends. I am grateful for my friends. Oh, I am grateful for my friends. Oh, I am grateful for my friends. I am grateful for my friends. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dowdy. And we are grateful to you all here, our friends, for being here this evening, and for our friends watching online across the Cities of Literature Network and where people are watching from their homes. Please go, make some new friends, get a drink, meet somebody new, and we'll see you back here in 10 minutes. And I'm very grateful for my friend here, Rebecca Cullen.
Thank you.
Oh, I know.
I know. So welcome back, everybody, welcome back to Metronome for the Slamovision Grand Finale 2023.
What a way to start. We've had a fantastic array of international talent, and we've had some great knitwear on show, as well as landscapes and backgrounds.
Great hat.
And fantastic hats. From Becky and I, obviously. And it's shown the kind of breadth of talent within the Cities of Literature Network. But now it's a chance for us to be able to showcase the talent that we have in Nottingham. And throughout the second half, you're going to hear from some of the brilliant poets that we have here in our city.
So our first poet tonight, Chris Oliver, took the stage by storm at the Nottingham Slamovision Heats. Chris shares his wisdom and outlook on life using spoken word and has performed around the UK. His lyrical style and delivery took us to a real nail-biting cliffhanger. So please welcome to the stage Chris Oliver.
Thank you for that introduction. Good evening, everyone. So this piece is called The Rest of My History. Shards of hope dance around my deepest desires. The fire within my belly compels me to reach out and welcome them into my grasp. My heart beats so fast, my past continues to haunt me. The future continues to daunt me, and the weakness of my flesh allows me to bleed with ease, and so I freeze. Afraid to just be in that moment. Aware that my real opponent lies within the confines of my own skin. Telling lies to my mind's eye, making mountains out of molehills and mowing down my dreams like roadkill. I hold still. My pen transfers the pain onto paper. The words seem harsh like henny no chaser, but I pace myself and evade top shelf. I need to cleanse my souls for my mental health and place myself in a space which allows me to go back to basics and stay rich on the premise that health is wealth. The realization's like a weight lifted, but my soul is still twisted. This is just the beginning. My head's still spinning, but I know that I'm winning, and I feel blessed. Because I avoided that coughing, now I'm coughing some shit up off my chest. How ironic. Now I feel bionic like the $1 Million Man. I post my words upon the gram, but I care less if people like it. It's great if they do, but that's not why I write it. It's like, this is the only way I can release and let go. I find inner peace when I let flow. Which I'd known from the get-go. But I am the sum of my life experience. There's only one me, and my seeds are my variants, and so the cycle of my bloodline continues through the ages. And the pain still flows through my pen onto pages. But it no longer cripples me. And my little me's, well, they get to see a different me. And I get to rewrite the rest of my history. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris. Amazing. And so now it's on to the judging, and I feel like I've got to channel either Graham Norton or Terry Wogan, depending on how old you are and how much you love Eurovision. So here's how it works. Each city has marked each entry from 1 to 11 based on performance, delivery, and content. 11 is the highest marks the city can get, and they can't mark their own city. Is that clear? Yes? And unlike Eurovision, there are no nul points because we're nice like that. In each video, you'll hear the top 3 scores. We're going to collate them in a kind of Eurovision-style board, so you'll see the scores as we go along. And now we're going to kick off with the scores from Dublin. I don't know if you know, but Dublin was the 4th ever UNESCO City of Literature, and every year they do a fantastic project called One Dublin, One Book. And each year, one book is connected to Dublin, is read by the city, and they do loads of amazing events around them. So let's hear it for Dublin.
Hello everyone, and greetings from Dublin UNESCO City of Literature. This was Dublin's first year to be involved in Slamovision contest, and really it was a great treat. Not alone to submit our own entry, but also to judge the entries from other countries from all over the world, performances and wonderful slam poems in different languages. So now, here are the votes from Dublin. 9 points goes to Tar2. 10 points goes to Melbourne. And wait for it, 11 points goes to Manchester. So there are the votes from Dublin, and I really do hope you have a lovely evening.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. And so 9 points to Tar2, 10 points to Melbourne, and 11 points to Manchester.
It's so exciting. Tar2 are next. Tar2 is the second largest town in Estonia, but it's widely considered the intellectual capital city. Do you like these Eurovision little facts about the cities? Very nice, aren't they? Yes. Tar2's main literary festivals include Crazy Tar2. Let's all go. They always feature music, visual arts, and several interdisciplinary forms, and they've been a city of literature since 2015.
And they're hosting a watch party right now. Hi, Tar2.
Hello, Tar2. Everyone say hello, Tar2. Hello, Tar2.
Hello, Nottingham. Hello. Hello, Tar2. Hello from Crazy Tar2. We're having a festival here, but that won't stop us of participating at Slamovision, scoring, and enough long talk. Now to the point. Points? Points. Yeah, well, would be so kind, Kirsten. And 9 points go to Kuchma. 10 points go to Reykjavik. And 11 points go to Vilnius.
12 points for Ernestas. Way!
Now I'm going to be introducing the video from Quebec City. Quebec became the first francophone city to be named a City of Literature in 2017. They've got an exceptional kind of literary scene there, and they celebrate their community in Wendake, which is the local seat of the Huron-Wendat Nation. And this autumn I had a real privilege to go and see their brilliant and vibrant literature community and festival and organisations there. So I'm excited to see the scores from Quebec City.
Hello everyone. Quebec City is very happy to participate to Slamovision again this year. Congratulations to all finalists, and a big thank you to Nottingham for this year's edition. We would also like to thank our local jury, as well as the TAP, our very own local slam organization, for coordinating this year's Quebec's participation. Here are our top 3 choices. 9 points go to Nottingham for Annie Cross's performance of Father's Daughter. 10 points go to Exeter for Jonah Corrin's performance of Feathered Friends. And finally, 11 points go to Ljubljana for Nika Gratisek's performance of Some Days You Breathe as the Ocean.
Impressive animation.
Merci, Catherine. And so that was 9 points to Nottingham, 10 points to Exeter, and 11 points to Ljubljana.
It's time for the Nottingham jury. I've always wanted to do this, so please welcome the judges. Please come. So we have Abdul. We have the fantastic Jake Wildhall from Bad Betty Press. And we also have Paul Adey, a.k.a. Capo. Thank you.
I feel like I haven't dressed up enough, guys. I really went for it in, like, the scoring, and then when I was getting dressed for today, I just must have forgot. Do you know what I mean? I've got no sparkles on, so just
all right, you're
jazz
welcome.
hands.
You're welcome here, Jake. So how did you find the scoring? How did you find the judging process, you three?
Was very enjoyable. We have such different backgrounds when it comes to our creative practice. So we had very different things to contribute to our conversation, but we still recognize that all of the participants were excellent this year, both in content and delivery. So it was hard, but we got there in the end.
Fantastic. So let's have your scores.
So with 9 points, we have Jamali Bowden from Melbourne.
Our 10 points go to Manchester.
And our 11 points went to Quebec.
Thank you very much, judges. Sorry, wrong show. Okay.
So, what does that do to the leaderboard?
Can't contain my excitement.
So I think. So at the top we have Exeter, closely followed by Ljubljana and Manchester.
Actually, look, Melbourne are not far behind. Reykjavik 27. It's very, very close. Very close. Okay, good. So, it's too close to call. Wrong page.
Too many pages.
It's Kumo now, isn't it?
No.
Oh, no.
We're going to introduce Ben. Hi, Ben.
Right, okay, yeah. So, it's time for our second performance of the evening. Ben Macpherson is a writer and performer from Nottingham. His work encompasses poetry, theatre and storytelling, and his credits include BBC Radio 2, 4Extra and local radio. His debut poetry book has the fantastic title, Serious Nonsense for Terribly Grown-Up People, and is published in 2023 by Big White Shed. Please welcome Ben Macpherson.
Good evening, my darlings.
Aww.
So we have scores that are too close to call, and I have 2 poems that I can't decide between. So the choice is yours. No, I've been given a strict 3-minute time limit. Would you like something lovely and sweet or something horrible? Horrible. Okay, then. Fair warning. Trigger warning for body horror. This is Joshua Waite, who slouched and was eaten by a fish. Can you recall Joshua Waite, who'd never, ever stand up straight? He was a boy, like boys you know, but always kept his shoulders low. If running round or on the couch, young Joshua would always slouch. One day, Mum said, it's about time to get a doctor check his spine to find out this malefactor. They met with a chiropractor. Now, this doctor knew a special trick to make Joshua's spine go click. She tried her best. She went chartreuse, but what she did was little use, for even though he went crack, crack, Josh always chose to bend right back. Mum, who had felt loster, worrying about his posture. And each day as Josh's shoulder slumps, Mama would feel down in the dumps. One day, after his deepest slouch, Joshua started crying, ouch! He tried his best to stand up straight, but simply could not elevate, as turn by turn his vertebrae abandoned him and went away. And one by one, his many bones each vanished from their normal homes. After 10 minutes, maybe more, Joshua flopped down on the floor. And seeing him, you could not guess the boy was now this squiggling mess. But mother knew, as mothers do. Together she put two and two, through tears cried, oh, bless his cotton socks, and scooped him up into a box. She sadly said, oh, what are the odds, and stored him by Dad's fishing rods. Then, needing a pick-me-upper, nipped off for a cake and cuppa. Upon returning from her scone, she found that Joshua had gone. Mum could not see how she'd missed him, lacking his skeletal system. She searched the house, she made a tip. Dad came back from his fishing trip. And hurriedly Mum then explained as Dad's expression grew quite pained. Said Father, who was red of face, I've used our son to catch a place. For when I looked inside that tub, I thought it was a massive grub. So stand up tall, lest you may turn into a spineless, wriggling worm. That's what befell Joshua Waite, who ended up as fishing bait.
I am crying with laughter. Thank you, Ben. His book is available if you need Christmas presents. I highly recommend it. So now on with scores. Our next set of scores is from Iowa City. Hello to Iowa in the United States. Iowa are one of the earliest cities of literature, and right now they're doing a really fantastic campaign called 17 Books for 17 SDGs, so connecting books that have been published by writers from Iowa with the 17 SDGs. If you don't know what the SDGs are, and they are a mouthful, come and find me afterwards and I'll tell you.
Greetings from Iowa City. I'm happy to share with you the results of our Slamovision judging event held during the amazing Mic Check Slam Poetry Festival earlier this month. First, we go to Manchester with 9 points. We give 10 points to Ljubljana, and to Dublin, we award 11 points. We'd like to thank all of the poets for sharing their work with us. It was a true joy to hear everyone share their creativity.
Thank you, John. So that was, to recap, 9 points to Manchester, 10 points to Ljubljana, and 11 points to Dublin.
We're going to Kumo, a beautiful little town in eastern Finland where culture and wilderness meet, with a strong historic connection with the creation of Finnish national epic Kalevala. We saw it. So, while respecting their roots, they value modern literature and have hosted book fairs and other literary events to highlight the work of local writers. Let's hear their scores.
Hello, greetings from Kuhmo City of Literature. I'm Aino. And I'm Hanne. And here are our top 3 scores for Slamovision finalists.
9 points go to Dublin.
10 points go to Vilnius.
And finally, 11 points go to Exeter.
That's it. Thank you, and good luck for all of the finalists. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So that's 9 points for the Dubs, 10 points for Ernestus from Vilnius, and 11 points for Jonah from Exeter. Woo!
And now we're going to hear from Manchester and their scores. We're delighted to have colleagues from Manchester in the room. Do say hello to them. Manchester is a wonderful city of literature. They have this totally brilliant festival of libraries, and they lead brilliant projects for the network, including International Mother Language Day. Let's hear from Manchester.
Hello everybody from Manchester City of Literature.
Our 9 points goes to Vilnius.
Our 10 points goes to Ljubljana.
Our 11 points for Slamovision 2023 goes to, drum roll please, Melbourne City of Literature.
Thanks to all the poets for taking part. Love from Manchester.
Thank you, Manchester. Hi, Ivan. Just to recap, that was 9 points to Vilnius, 10 points to Ljubljana, and 11 points to Melbourne.
Moving on, we're going to Reykjavik. Reykjavik is the home to various literary landmarks, including the National Library of Iceland, which houses a vast collection of Icelandic literature and manuscripts. Reykjavik hosts Iceland Noir and the Reykjavik International Literary Festival. Let's hear their points.
Good evening, Europe. This is Reykjavik calling from near the center of seismic activity. And thank you, Nottingham, for a wonderful competition of slam poetry. Our esteemed panel of judges has been busy deliberating, and without further ado, here are the results of the Icelandic vote. Our 9 points go to Dublin. 10 points go to Iowa City. And finally, our 11 points go to Thank you.
Excellent. Well, that was explosive. Let's see what that does to the leaderboard. Ooh! Exeter and Melbourne neck and neck, followed by Ljubljana and Manchester. So, now we're on to the final set of scores for the evening, and we're going to be ramping up the tension.
Yeah, we are. That's exactly what we're going to be doing. Okay, so we are going to Exeter. So Exeter were awarded UNESCO designation in 2019. They've been super busy on projects such as their unique Introduction to Bibliotherapy Skills course with Exeter College, which sounds really interesting, and also bringing together cultural institutions and organisations across Exeter and Devon. So let's hear their scores.
Hello Nottingham, this is Exeter City of Literature calling. Thank you for hosting another wonderful Slamovision. It's been amazing to hear such a wonderful range of poetry from our friends across the world. The scores from Exeter are as follows. Our 9 points go to Ljubljana. Our 10 points go to Melbourne. Our 11 points go to Manchester. Congratulations everyone, and we'll see you next year.
So, here are the scores after voting from 9 cities. Oh, so you can see that Melbourne and Ljubljana are at the top, but not far behind. Manchester, Exeter and Dublin are following up.
And now onto the scores from Melbourne. Melbourne is my second favourite city of literature, or so the badge says that I was given earlier this year. Melbourne was the second city of literature, and we've had 2 Nottingham writers in a virtual residency with them in the last month, and it's been a really fantastic opportunity. So thank you very much, Melbourne. And here are their scores.
Boing, 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 boing. Oh, what's up, wordsmiths? I'm Spelunkaroo, the world's first cave diving kangaroo, all the way down here in Melbourne. How you going? Yous are all pretty grouse, eh? Come take a look at me cave. Now, our top 3 votes are 9 points to Iowa City, 10 points to Vilnius, and our top score is 11 points to... This is a long pause, isn't it? Manchester. Oh, jeez. Gets dark quick around here. Well, better hop to it. This cave's not going to spelunk itself. See yous.
I I don't know what my favourite scoring video yet is Reykjavik or Melbourne. Too close to say. So here are the scores after 10 cities. Ooh, Melbourne at the top, closely followed by Ljubljana, Melbourne, Exeter, but it's getting close at the top. Ooh, what's next?
Next, we're going to have a performance. For our final performance of the evening, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the spectacular Ione Smallhorn. She is a writer, poet, and educator of Jamaican heritage from Nottingham. She's an alumni of Goldsmith College's MA in Creative Writing and Education and Obsidian 2023. Her research residency, Jamaica and Her Daughters, was showcased at New Art Exchange. Winner and shortlistee of numerous prizes, awards and fellowships, she is also co-lead of Nottingham's poetry collective, Gobs. Welcome, Ione Smallhorn.
Good evening, poetry people. So I haven't performed for a while, so it's lovely to be drawn out of my performing hiatus. You all want to know who's won, and I'm here delivering a poem, so I'm just gonna, I've been told to add suspense. I'm not sure how I do that other than talk really slowly. So, this poem is called Speed, Distance, Time. 18 years old, walking home along Alfreton Road. My ears remember the bass line pulsating from the garage party. Remembers hearing the car creeping behind. My nostrils remember skunk smoke unraveling into the night from the tinted windows and the 4 pairs of eyes measuring the hips of my waistlines. How one of them called, "Yo, Slimmers." And the next one bragged, "My dick will snap her spine." I remember how they followed me, how my hands became fists, how my nails cut imprints into my palms. I remember how I escaped, but the month after, Zena was found, bruised, swollen. I remember walking from the supermarket in Prima Porta, the thread-like road, the 34-degree sun. My skin remembers how the hairs stood on end when 2 men in a white van hissed, "Bella fica, quanta costa?" Their chugging engine. My muscles remember how they tensed when the white van stopped, doors opened. My wrists remember their clammy grip, how they cornered me against the thick of green, how quickly I became feral and scratching my teeth. Remember how they clenched when a male friend casually advised, "Don't wear shorts when walking alone." I decided not to call the police. My hips remembered the eyes of the policeman in Kingston, how they strip-searched my safety, how the dark of night and his eyes inescapable, how he rubbed his groin and laughed and said, "That's just my nature, you know." My body records the undulating violence that disfigures a walk into a mathematical equation. Speed, distance, time. How slow is that car creeping? How fast can I run? How close is that man walking? Will I make it home? This time. Thank you.
It's time for many things, but let's make this a time of an end to violence for women and girls. Our 11th set of scores is from Ljubljana. Ljubljana is a city of many fields, music, film, gastronomy, storytelling, literature, translation, architecture, and illustration. And if anyone's tried to understand Slavoj Žižek, you can blame Ljubljana because that's where he's from. Since 2018, they've been organising the Writer in the Park International Residency Programme, and here are their scores.
Hello from Ljubljana.
And 12 points goes to... Oh, we don't have 12 points.
No, we don't have 12 points. We got, as you know, 12 cities of literature that are participating in this year's Slamovision. But we can only score 11 points each city. So we did this great job. We looked at all the videos that you sent very carefully. And we decided that
the first place is going to Ernestas Noreika from Vilnius.
Yeah, congratulations.
So 9 points.
Yes, 9 points. Okay.
Then second place goes to Jonah Koren from Exeter with 10 points.
Congratulations!
And now, first place goes to Caleb Rainey from Iowa City with 11 points.
Congratulations also on this. Thank you for sending all the videos.
The best and the most angry poem.
Yes, thank you.
So let's see what the scores are after 11 cities. Whoa, it is tight at the top with one set of scores remaining. Those 9, 10 and 11 points could make all the difference.
And so now for the final scores of the evening from Vilnius. Hello, Lithuania. I really do feel like I'm in Eurovision. It's great. I know that Vilnius are also having a watch party in their wonderful literature house. I hope they're having a fantastic time. Vilnius is described as an open city to all nations, all languages, and all creative people. Thereby, Vilnius invites you to read the other scores from Vilnius.
Hello, hello, this is Vilnius City of Literature calling. So, our 9 points go to Tartu. 10 points go to Manchester. And 11 points from the city of Vilnius go to Dublin. Best luck to all the participants, and we are looking forward to finding out who is the winner. Have a nice evening, everyone.
Thank you, Vilnius. And now for the total scores. Drum roll, please. Aye. Woo! Here we have Manchester at the top, followed by Melbourne, Dublin, Exeter. Congratulations to everybody. What a brilliant, brilliant performances and poets. So I'm delighted to announce that Esther Cott from Manchester is the 2023 Slamovision champion for her performance of Torian in the Nightclub. Esther, will you join us on stage, please?
So Hannah is also handing over to Esther the famous Nottingham Abiọ Miduk, dressed as Sheriff of Nottingham, dressed as Robin Hood, sorry. There he is there. Congratulations to Esther Koch.
Do you want to say anything, Esther? Perform, whatever you want to do?
Come here. Come here. You get thank your mum and things now.
Well, thank you, Mum. I know she's watching. Yeah. Thanks, Mum. Thanks, Manchester City of Literature. Thanks, Manchester City of Nottingham. That makes perfect sense, that. Just thank you, everyone. And I really don't. Free Palestine? Yeah.
And treasure this duck with your life.
I mean, I love flowers, but the duck, yeah.
Would you be able to perform your poem for us again?
Yeah, of course,
okay?
yeah.
Thank you. We'll take those for the time being.
I want them back.
Please say a massive congratulations and a massive round of applause for Esther Cock and her poem, Taurian at the Nightclub.
It was less a disco and more a forge. His lap was an anvil. She sat. He bashed a steel shoe out of her. In his size. Fills her with magma, warm and ductile. Like tapioca pudding. She would have made an awesome sword. When she hears the clouds outside roar, she can't work out what's weather and what's war. Such is her trauma. She's not a slag. She is slag. A waste. Mecca bingo detritus, a Taurian in a provincial nightclub. Or an aging heifer in a small town china shop. There were porcelain boys everywhere. A paso doble of private school red lapels, the Jaeger to her Red Bull. She permits the ring in her septum be pulled, but the iron in her sternum is ruled by the god Hephaestus. Bridled by an omnipotent, invisible man. She froths at the mouth as she bites his lip. Like an agitated mare, champs at the bit. The heat of the dance floor makes incense of their sweat. There's horsehair on her cheeks, like primordial lichen on a rock or the woolly underbelly of a leaf. The rave becomes a crypt and unwittingly illustrates a tarot. The Queen of Cups is lost to rum-filled furrows, and a tequila hierophant is exhausting the fool with the esoterica of agave azul. Courage is 5'9", wearing 6-inch heels. And the star, she's wearing nothing at all. The lovers build a tower of Babel up through the roof and into the night. Temperance exits the dance floor stage right. But the Taurian is pagan about her pole like it's May. And so she cuddles her column in the pits of her knees and the arch of her spine until day the cold therapies the inebriated. The beaten whites of eyes are shot with Campari. Soiled chinos, layers of chunder and mucus after party served up on the concrete like eaten mess, red velvet residue on her dress, clotted cream on her hold-ups. Is she Club Confused or Club Confucius? Silly string and sea foam, the stuff that makes childish nymphs of goddesses. Pink light on an oyster spill, a slug of woman ingredients on the floor in the porch of someone else's home, like a slice of dawn gâteau. Thank you.
So before we all head off into the poetry after party, a few thank yous.
I would like to thank the UNESCO Cities of Literature Network, Nottingham Trent University, curated and created, especially Rebecca Cullen here, Speakeasy, our youth board, the Nottingham City of Literature board, and all of the amazing team that I work with. This wouldn't have been possible without them.
I'd like to say thank you to Metronome and their fantastic technical team. I'd like to say thank you to the culture team and to all of the RAP ambassadors and participants at NTU.
This isn't possible without our fantastic funders, so huge thanks to Arts Council England, the Places Postcode Trust, Nottingham City Council, University of Nottingham, NTU, and all of our supporters and donors.
And thank you to everyone who wrote poems, took part in heats and judged, and to all of our performers on stage and with us digitally tonight. Thank you to everyone who picks up a pen or stands on a stage and dares to speak. We see you.
We exist to bring people together and to make the world a bit smaller. So thank you all for coming here this evening. Congratulations again to Esther, this year's winner, and we'll see you all in Manchester next year.
Manchester, so much to answer for. Right, well done, well done. Right.
Cue music.